Hello, and welcome to the Miracle Mindset Moving Beyond Weight Loss with Luella and Jennifer Lamprich. And today, Luella is going to kick us off on the topic is discomfort now or discomfort later. So let's go.
Yes, hello, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is that you're listening to this. We're excited to be back with another podcast today. Just a reminder, we work really hard to keep these podcasts between 10 and 15 minutes because that's what Jennifer and I always look for ourselves. I don't know about you, but I go to a podcast and when I see like 48, 53, an hour and 25, I'm like, nope, ain't nobody got time for that. Sorry. And I'm out. So we are working hard to bring, mindset and healthy living and just, improving your life, self-development topics in little snippets that you can listen to anytime while you're driving, while you're doing your hair or washing your car, whatever, that kind of thing. So today we're going to talk about the topic of discomfort now or later. So Jennifer, think about this with me for a second. Are there things in your life that you want to do, but you also don't want to do?
Of course.
Yes, for me too, every day. I'll see that big, before we go to bed, maybe there have been teenagers in there making dinner, and then my younger son's making dinner. And lately, we've all been having dinner at different times. And so there just ends up being dishes everywhere and crumbs everywhere. And I tell you what, at 9:30 at night, there's part of me that is like, I should clean that up. I should clean that up. That's going to feel so much better. And then there's another part of me that's like, are you out of your mind? You're going to bed. You are not going to stand in there and clean that up. You can just deal with it tomorrow. So here's the thing. I'm either going to be uncomfortable now if I choose to go into the kitchen and do the dishes, or I'm going to be uncomfortable tomorrow when I wake up to a big, dirty, chaotic kitchen and have to take care of it then. So it's not like I'm avoiding the discomfort. I'm just setting it off. I'm just setting it aside and I'm going to experience it later. So there's let's talk about the two parts of us that come into play here. One of them is me right now, right? My short-term self. And then the other one is me later, me in the future Luella, long-term Luella, that kind of thing. If we can differentiate between these two people, we can kind of break them apart. And don't worry, we don't all have split personality disorder, right? It's just different parts of ourselves. There's actually a really great TED Talk by Tim Urban. It's called Inside the Mind of a Master Procrastinator. I'm pretty sure he's talking about me. but I love that he talks about these two, me right now and me in the future. He gives them these names. The first one is the instant gratification monkey, which, do you ever feel like a monkey? Sometimes. My kids are monkeys. And this is the part of us that is, over in the corner, bashing the cymbals together, just going, I just want this. I just want that. That's what I want right now. And I don't want anything else. And I don't care what happens tomorrow. That's the instant gratification monkey. Give it to me now. I want to feel better now. I don't want to be uncomfortable now. We'll worry about that later. Eat, drink, and be merry. That's the instant gratification monkey. Okay. So the other part of us is the rational decision maker. Now, this is the part of us that thinks, oh, how's it going to feel when I wake up in the morning? And I have this big, huge mess in the kitchen. And how would it feel if I woke up to a clean kitchen? And how might my day get started off differently? Because if I come in and I've got a huge mess in the kitchen and it's during school time and I haven't prepared for it and I haven't woken up early, oh my gosh. You ever have mornings like that, Jennifer?
Yes, and those are the worst. They just
I can
set
see
my
your
day.
face.
Yeah, they set my day off. Like if I was going to have a good day, I'm not going to have a good day now.
Right? So again, it just comes back to it's discomfort now or it's discomfort later. You're really not going to be able to avoid it. But these two parts of ourselves, instant gratification monkey, me now, and rational decision maker, me later, are often at war with one another, right? I mean, if you think about a health journey, which is what we talk about a lot, we are both health coaches with Optavia, and we work with a lot of clients who are working to lose weight, working to change their mindset, working to change their lifestyle. And I tell you what, my neighbor brings over warm brownies. I could be in the middle of a perfect, healthy, on plan day, and my instant gratification monkey wants those brownies now, right? Do you ever have that type of experience, Jennifer?
Oh, yes, yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And what do you do when that happens? How do you create how do you tap into that rational decision maker?
For me, and maybe this is not where you want to go with this, but for me, it's about distracting myself. Like I have to find something to distract myself with because I will fall for the brownies every time. So I've got to find some way to distract myself. Sometimes that's putting those brownies somewhere where I can't see them. Sometimes that is just stepping away from the situation. Um, Maybe it's going for a walk. It's getting away, sometimes physically away from the whatever is tempting me. But that's what helps me to be able to refocus, and then I can think about, well, do I really want the brownie, or would I rather not have it? And if I'm in the moment, it is instant gratification. And I think that we also live in this world where um, we all we what am I trying to say? The instant gratification is almost
It's
it's
conditioned.
it's conditioned. Yeah, that's a great way to
Mhm.
describe it. It's everywhere. Everywhere is right now, today, this instant. I mean, I can remember, and you probably can too, of like waiting for a song to come out to go. You know, have to go wait to go drive to the store to go get that CD or that tape. I couldn't just download it instantly. What is that?
Right. There was no instant messaging.
No.
There was no, I remember waiting for the modem to connect
Yeah.
to get an email. Yeah, it is absolutely true that we are conditioned. Our instant gratification monkey is rewarded every single
Yeah.
day. I think that's definitely part of what makes a health journey so tough,
Mhm.
right? Because we all want results yesterday.
Yeah.
And then we want to keep seeing them every single day. And I mean, you and I deal with a lot of clients on a daily basis who are like, why am I not seeing the scale move? Why did I not do this? Why did I not lose this? How come that person's losing faster or more than I am? Right? And it all comes down to differentiating between instant gratification monkey and rational decision maker, right? Think about this. If you're on a health journey and you want long-term results, you've got to live in the long term, right? So you've got to make the decisions that are going to be better for you in the long term. So going back to those brownies, as long as you can learn to take a moment, right? To stop. Viktor Frankl, love his book. I talk about it all the time, Man's Search for Meaning. He was a psychologist, but was in a concentration camp in World War II. And he says that between stimulus and response, there is a space, right? So the brownie, you open the door, the brownies are there, you can smell them. Stimulus, I want to eat the brownies, right? They're mine, they're free, the neighbor just gave them to me, there's nothing stopping me. Stimulus, if we can tap in to that space in between the stimulus and grabbing one and putting one in our mouth, the response, if we can tap into that, oh, thank you so much, I'm going to go put these on the counter, right? Take a little bit of a stop. Think about your thoughts. You may have heard this in the past: stop, challenge, choose, right? Think about those thoughts and then choose which direction you want to go. Because is it a sin to eat a brownie, Jennifer?
No.
No, not a sin, right? We're not talking good or bad. You're not good or bad based on your food choices. Never, ever, ever. That's a topic for another day, right? But if you can stop and challenge your thoughts, because often my thoughts in the face of brownies are all scrambled up. I don't know what that, I don't know what sugar and fat does to me in my brain, but it's almost like it goes to mush, right? But if I can tap in for a second and, hey, yeah, I know that's going to taste good. It's going to taste good for about 5 minutes. If I eat too much of it, which I am really prone to do, it's going to hurt my stomach. No, it's also going to throw me over for my goals for the day. All of these things. If I can think about that and think about being a rational decision maker, hey, I'm not just going to jump into that right now. Maybe I take it into the kitchen and I decide to have one bite or share one with my husband, or, there's lots of different options. But if I am thinking about the fact that I'm not going to be able to avoid discomfort, that's the topic of today, right? It's either discomfort now or discomfort later. So I either choose to forego the brownies, which is a little uncomfortable because honestly, I want to grab them and eat them, right? So I forego the brownies and there's a little bit of discomfort, okay? But I'm through the discomfort pretty quickly and I'm moving on. And guess what? I feel pretty dang awesome for staying on task with my goals and for, keeping my promises to myself and all that kind of stuff.
So,
Now, go ahead, Jennifer.
well, I was gonna say, so then the reward is still there. It's just
Yes.
delayed. It's just waiting for, we don't have to have the reward right now, which, like we talked about, it is conditioned in our world that we need the reward, the instant gratification right now. And it doesn't matter if it's a song or the brownie or whatever it is, we want it now. But if we're willing to wait, the reward will be so much greater, um,
Yes.
like long
Yes.
term.
And in lots of circumstances, right? If we think about some of the situations we've been talking about today, in lots of circumstances, you're going to have discomfort. Whether it's now or later is up to you. But here's the thing. If your instant gratification monkey is going to try to trick you, right? That instant gratification, that self right now is going to go, oh, if I, avoid the discomfort now, then great, right? Like, I don't want to go through that discomfort. So I'm not going to do the dishes, or I'm going to eat 2 brownies because that's going to feel great right now. Okay. So here's the thing. If I do that thing or don't do that thing, I'm probably a little confusing right now, but you get what I'm saying. If I try to avoid the discomfort right now, I am going to have the discomfort later. I'm going to have to go through it, and it's probably going to be bigger and heavier and worse and last longer. Now, if I go through the discomfort now, it's the opposite, right? If I choose to go through it now, then I am free and clear after I get through that point of discomfort. And probably I've got some great rewards coming in the future. If I buckle down and I go in and I wash those dishes tonight and get the kitchen clean, I could maybe sleep in the morning. I could maybe get up and have some time to meditate. I could get up and have a nice breakfast in a clean kitchen with my family, all of these other things. And that discomfort, I've already gone through it. So I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this just because my brain, my brain works in, it goes back to my teacher days and I think my parenting days now of that. Like you think about like the 5-year-old, well, I can give the 5-year-old a lollipop to stop the temper tantrum, and it's gonna make it stop right now, and that's going to give me that instant, like, okay, good, just be quiet. But that 5-year-old is then learning and then turning into the 15-year-old that now expects I can throw a fit and I can get what I want. And then the problem just becomes bigger. Um, we don't always think about the future, and so that future self, we're not always thinking about what that future parent or that future ourself looks like. If I eat those brownies today, I continue to eat those brownies today, or if I continue to give the lollipop to the kid to shut them up, it is going to create bigger problems down the road. So I think, I don't know if I'm making my point clear, but just that um, thinking long term is part of that too. And if it's something as simple as like you described of the dishes, um, it's such a simple menial task, but it can make all the difference the next morning. Um, of, like you said, being able to have time to meditate and just starting your day off on the right foot, so to say, and not having to worry about that. Oh, I got to take care of yesterday's problems today.
Right. I love that. Instead of taking care of yesterday's problems today, let's take care of today's problems today
Yeah.
and move into the future with less discomfort, right? So it just becomes an intentional habit of asking yourself, well, do I want discomfort now? Do I want to get it over with? Right? It's like good news or bad news.
Mhm.
You always want the bad news first, right? Want the
Yeah.
bad news first so you can digest it, get through it, and move on to the good news. That's kind of how I feel about this. If you can learn this strategy, and it is a strategy because you can ask yourself, do I want discomfort now, or do I want to put it off and go through it later and possibly have it be bigger and more complex
Mhm.
than it might be right now,
Yeah.
right? Get it done now. Get it done now, move through that discomfort, and you will get so much better at being uncomfortable. And when you get better at being uncomfortable, you start to accomplish things in your lives. In your life, you only have one life. You start to accomplish things in your life that maybe you didn't believe you were capable of doing because you've tapped into your long term self and what you want to be in the future. I actually want to close with this. I just thought of this quote. It happens to be on my vision board right over here. This is from Hal Elrod. And it says, the number one cause of mediocrity is never deciding that now matters more than any other time in your life, because it does. If you can choose discomfort now, if you can decide to be the person you want to be in the future right now, you will change your life because you will start to create the outcomes that you want by choosing to go through the discomfort now and get the results that you want later.
Ah, I love that.
Me too. I think that's it for today. So,
Okay.
discomfort now or later, friends? That's the question. Ask yourself that many times a day and be amazed at what starts to change in your life.
Awesome. Well, very good. Well, that is all for today. And thank you all for listening. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe, like, share. We just would love to get the word out about us. So, um, like, share, and subscribe. There we go. That's the right word. And we will see you all next time.
Bye bye.